Hello and welcome back to my channel. Again, this is the third video in the series, and in this channel we find out the points that we have to write from a GRE essay question instead of searching of how to write an essay. So now in the last two essays we discussed one argument essay and the second was a issue essay. Now this is a third argument essay again. In the first two essays I had got a score of 6. You can also check the blog given in the description of the both for how to write one. But for this essay I got a score of 5, both human as well as computer. So again, if you want to see it, you can check the blog link in the description. So without any delay, let's start the question. So the question that we have in front of us is a GRE argument essay. Now, like my other two videos, as I've mentioned, always start from the bottom point, because what happens once you read the bottom question, that is actually the real question, you get to know what mindset you need to create and then read the whole question. If you skip this step, then you will end up reading the whole question twice and wasting your time. As you just have 30 minutes, you can't waste reading the question twice. So let's begin from the bottom part. They have asked us write a response in which you discuss what questions need to be answered. That's fine. So now here we need to find out some questions that actually come to our mind when we read the given argument or passage that's above, which sort of is not correct, but the person who has made the argument thinks it correct. So we have to basically find out flaws. So now the question that has given, we will read it. We read it now. A recently issued 20-year study on headaches suffered by the residents of Mencia investigated the possible therapeutic effect of consuming salicylates. Okay, salicylates are members of same chemical family as aspirin, a medicine used to treat headaches. Okay, now there are 2 points that can be found out from the first line. We can say that is the survey credible? I mean, like it's a 20-year survey. We'll elaborate on that. And the second point from the second line that we can make is, even if salicylates belong to the same family of aspirin, do both of them have the same effects and with what intensity? We'll discuss that afterwards. Now let's read further. Although many foods are naturally rich in salicylates, food processing companies also add salicylates to food as preservatives. Okay, so another question that comes in the mind is that the third one, even when food is rich in salicylates, then why further consumption is required? Are salicylates effective? We'll elaborate on that afterwards. Okay, so at the time, the 20-year study found a correlation between the rise in the commercial use of salicylates and steady decline in the average number of headaches supported by the study participants. Okay, at the time when the study concluded, food processing companies had just discovered that salicylates also are used as flavor additives for foods. As a result, many companies plan to do so. Based on these study results, some health experts predict that residents of Mencia will suffer fewer headaches in the future. Now, just concluding the whole point, the fourth question that can be raised here is that, are there any other factors which may have contributed to the headache reduction? Now, what we'll do is that these are the 4 questions that we have raised. Now each question actually can be converted into a paragraph when we write an essay. So now let's elaborate on those points. The first question, is this survey credible? Now it has been mentioned that it is a 20-year long survey, it's a 2-decade survey. So now there are many questions that, what were the credentials of the people who took survey? Were the survey questions same? Was there any bias in the survey? Also, even 20 years is a very long period. Maybe there might have been different causes due to which people suffered headaches. Also, there are not many the data which has been provided is not very deep. There is no diversification, maybe depending upon age or depending upon residence, etc. So there are a lot of questions that could be raised over the survey that you can write as points in your argument essay. So we can basically argument against that, was the survey credible, even if it's a 20-year long survey, we don't know. Now the second question is that, even if salicylates belong to the family of aspirin, do both of them have same effects and with what intensity? Now for many of those who might not be knowing chemistry so well, in this sort of chemistry, there are many compounds that actually belong to the same family, but it is not necessary that both of have the same effects or even with the same intensity. So that's quite questionable, because there is no report or any scientific reference that's given that it has been proven that salicylates can also be used as aspirin, or they are used in medicines for curing headaches, or any there is also the consultation from doctors, etc. So there are again many questions. Now the next point, actually they both are quite related, so you can either combine both of those questions into one paragraph, or maybe you can make two separate paragraphs, but I will recommend that you make two different paragraphs out of it. So the next question that we raised is that even when food is rich in salicylates, then why further consumption is required? Are salicylates effective? It's sort of the same question above. So what they said that the food that people are consuming is already rich in salicylates, plus they want to add more. So I mean, like, if food is already rich in salicylates, then why do you want more? So are they really there for curing your headaches, or it's just a placebo? Like, is it going to help? Or maybe even if it belongs to the family of aspirin, does it have that effect that you need to add further salicylates? Or even if it does belong to the family of aspirin, does this mean that they don't have any other applications? They might be rather effective, as they have stated, that they can be used as flavor additives or preservatives, whatever. So it's not necessary that they are effective as painkillers. Now the last point that we come here is that, are there any other factors that might have contributed to headache reduction? Now, as they have mentioned, they have taken studies over a period of 20 years. Now 20 years is a long time. Let's just say, let's just assume a condition where maybe Mencia 20 years back was a small town, and within this 20 years it grew. Maybe 20 years back there were a lot of industries around, there were very poor roads, there was a lot of noise, lot of factories producing noise, or maybe a lot of traffic. But maybe let's say over a period of 20 years, maybe uh, Mencia grew, those industries near the city were pushed far from it. Even maybe some restrictions were applied by the local government in order to reduce the sound pollution that is created, or noise pollution as we call it. So there might be other factors also responsible. We just don't know. It is not necessary that salicylates may be the only cause. So looking at these all 4 points that we have discussed, you can take these 4 questions and make literally 4 paragraphs out of it. You can use the points that I have mentioned in that to add them and further elaborate a paragraph. Also for this essay I got a score of 5, both human and computer. So if you want to see how I wrote it and where I made some mistakes, you can actually go to the blog link that I have given in the description. Do go there and share it. And also, if you have any questions, any feedback, or any suggestions, please post them in the comment section. That's very valuable and helps us all. So thank you. I'll meet you in the next video. Bye bye.